Thanks for staying with us. The ANC's electoral committee has disqualified Tony Yengeni and Bathabile Dlamini from running for a position in the NEC ahead of its conference this week. Now, the committee says this is due to their previous convictions. Yengeni was, in fact, spent time in prison after he was found guilty of fraud in 2003. And of course, there's been quite a lot of reaction to this particular development. At the same time, there are developments around the MKMVA spokesperson, Carl Niehaus, and his expulsion from the party. Let's now speak to the ANC NEC member, Tony Yengeni, who joins us live now. Thank you so much, Mr. Yengeni, for your time. Let's start then with your reaction to the developments around Carl Niehaus, his expulsion. We know right now he says that he's going to be challenging that.
Yes, I think that he must go ahead and challenge that expulsion, because our experience of the ANC up to now has been the targeting and victimization of certain people that are critical of the things that are happening in the ANC. And therefore, I do not doubt in any way the correctness of his decision to challenge that expulsion.
Is that how you feel as well about your disqualification from running for a position in the NEC?
Yes, I feel that I'm being victimized for nothing because the case that is being used to disqualify me is a case that took place more than 20 years ago, and I served my time, and I went out, and when I was found guilty, I appeared before the DC of the ANC. At that time, the DC was chaired by the late Comrade Kada Asmal, and the president of the ANC then was Comrade Thabo Mbeki, and the Secretary General was Halima Butlante. The DC, after its process, gave a report to the NEC, and in that report, the DC recommended that I be suspended for 5 years from the ANC, but that 5-year suspension must be wholly suspended. The NEC accepted the report and adopted the recommendations, and that was the end of the story. I continued to be a member of the ANC. In fact, I got re-elected in 3 subsequent conferences of the ANC. So this now comes from the blue. I don't know where it comes from. And apparently, Halima's committee is thinking that I should be suspended, I should be disqualified from standing for the NEC. And I think this is very, very wrong. And I cannot be punished twice. This thing in the ANC was closed, and I don't understand why it's being reopened now.
Will you be challenging it?
Yes, I will be challenging it. I'm busy writing a letter now to Halima to challenge this disqualification. And depending on his response, then I reserve my right to take the matter further.
All right. Ms. Yengeni, I'm going to ask us just to for a second, play something that you've said before, and I'd like to get your thoughts on this one, given the context of what is happening right now. I'm not sure if the team has that previous soundbite ready.
I think the time has come for the younger generation in the ANC to take over the leadership and lead the ANC for the next 20 years. We led the ANC during the liberation struggle for political power. We've gone through that, and we were now in office.
Is this not an about turn now that you are challenging this decision? Shouldn't you maybe, just as you said before, make space for the younger generation?
Yes, look, I still stand by what I said in that clip. I think the younger generation, it's about time that they come in and lead the ANC. But you can't exclude me on the basis of misapplying a role and therefore suppressing me. The decision to stand or not to stand is my decision and my decision alone. And no one should, take the responsibility to say you belong or you don't belong. That I do not accept.
You use the words suppressing, you use the word victimization. Who is behind this, out of interest?
Well, it's Khalima and his committee. They are the ones who wrote me the letter. And as I say, I don't understand where this thing comes from. You can't, in a constitutional democracy, punish a person twice or thrice or however much. You see, it does not work. It's not just. It's not fair. And the law is very clear on the matter. If you have served your sentence and you even have your record expunged, because I did at some point apply to the Justice Department to expunge my record, and that application was approved by the Justice Department. And so I really do not. I'm very confused as it is now. I don't understand where this comes from. Maybe Khalima and his committee are the ones who must explain, not me, because they wrote me the letter.
Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time. I'd like to move on to this one before our time comes to an end. Tomorrow, that process in Parliament, you're a former chief whip of the ANC. You've had to handle sticky situations before. Now there's a Phala matter that is before the MPs. And I wonder then, how do the MPs go into tomorrow? Do they vote with their conscience? How would you have handled a situation like this one?
If I was an MP, I was going to do the right thing myself and vote with my conscience. I cannot, vote for something that I'm going to regret tomorrow. I think that the ANC MPs in particular, whatever they do tomorrow, they must ensure that President Ramaphosa accounts to Parliament.
Do you believe?
President Ramaphosa.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Pardon me, Mr. Yengeni. I just wanted to just maybe say that when you say that they must vote with their conscience, do you believe, though, that a wrong precedent has been set here, where we saw ANC MPs in the past closing ranks when it comes to issues around the arms deal, Nkandla, and how those that have been dealt with? Do you think that a wrong precedent was set in the past, that now we are seeing a situation like this one unfold now in Parliament?
It is very, very, very wrong for anyone, but especially for ANC MPs, to not to expose and to condemn wrongdoing on the part of anybody, including the president for that matter. Okay, so the mandate that the ANC MPs have tomorrow is to hold Ramaphosa responsible for his actions. He must account to Parliament about the dollars that were found in his farm. That thing cannot be swept under the carpet. MPs must ensure that Ramaphosa accounts to Parliament about his own actions, some of which he has admitted in public, that this happened, this didn't happen, that happened. Parliament is there to make the executive to account, and Ramaphosa must account to Parliament.
Has a wrong precedent been set, though, seeing how ANC MPs previously closed ranks on critical issues and not held their presidents to account?
You see, political parties take collective decisions and they decide the direction they must take. And because they're protecting the party. Okay. This is what happened last week. We had a meeting of the NEC, and the NEC decided in the manner in which it did. But even during that meeting, we insisted that that does not mean that Ramaphosa must not account to the country and to the Parliament. Okay? Whatever is happening tomorrow and they are doing tomorrow, they must hold him to account about his actions.
All right, Mr. Yengeni, thank you so much. To appreciate your time. Let's see then how this one unfolds tomorrow. That's Tony Yengeni, ANC NEC member.